everyone, welcome back to my home. Today we're in the bedroom because we're going to do some organisation. I'm going to show you how I organise our jeans today. I'm going to show you how I store my jeans and my husband's jeans, and also give you two options: how I would store them in a drawer and what I would use, and how I store them on a shelf. Let's get straight into it. I'm going to show you first how to fold them. So when it comes to folding jeans for a drawer, I actually use the same fold for all sizes. What I do is I lay the jeans out flat on the bed, I fold it in half, long ways. Now at this point you have two options. You can leave your crotch folded out, or if you want to make it slightly smaller because the width of your drawer is slightly smaller, then you can fold the crotch in like this, and that will create more space for you in the drawer. The next fold is to fold down like this, and just make sure you leave a little gap here, and then you're going to fold it back on itself. You might need to do this twice or three times depending on how long your jeans are. My jeans are generally quite short, so I tend to only need to do this twice. And then you will have your nicely folded jeans ready to go in our drawer. So this is my jeans drawer. I have organised this by colour, and then this section here is wide leg jeans. I put them this way because I only have the two pairs, so they fit in really nice. So that's my drawer. Let's take a look at Jacob's drawer. So this is Jacob's denim drawer. These are his jeans with the ones that he wears the most sitting at the front, using the exact same fold for men's denim, but I do fold the crotch in for Jacob's because I need them to be slightly smaller. And then these are all his shorts. I had a tiny little bit of space here, so I just used a drawer divider and created some space for belts. Now shelves can be very messy unless you're going to keep on top of them at all times, and if you do, having the clothes on the shelf folded like in a shop looks absolutely beautiful. But we know that we're not living in a shop, and it can get really messy when we're constantly pulling out clothes, especially if they're in a pile and we want to get to the one on the bottom. So what I always suggest if you're wanting to store your clothes on a shelf is to use baskets. These are currently my favourite baskets. They're from John Lewis, and they do still have them. I was a bit worried because mine are very old, but it turned out they just redesigned them. So now you can buy these baskets still, but they've got lids, and they're a gorgeous quality. They're aesthetically pleasing, and more importantly, they collapse. So if you change the way you want to store things for a little while, you can just collapse them down and pop them away. It's a really important feature of storage. I also recommend grabbing some of these little labels for your baskets. Now, my top rule about labeling is if you can't see into it, it needs a label. If you can see into it, it really doesn't matter. I worked the denim department in the store for many years, and I'm a massive fan of premium denim. I just want to show you one massive difference. These are from H&M. The quality of the material, as you can see, this is straight out the washing machine. You don't want to necessarily have to iron denim. You can see that this is not straight to wear. This is crunchy and needs an iron and is not going to fold as nice. Whereas you can see our lovely cotton jeans here. These have just kept really well. They come straight out of the washing machine and they are ready to wear. So let's just talk about creasing a little bit. So I always get asked about, will the folding cause creases? And the answer to this has many parts to it. The first is it really depends on the material. As we all know, some materials just don't crease. We love them. If I could list them for you, I would, but it's just such a random mix. Some materials crease so easily. My advice for when you're folding things down into a drawer and you're going to file fold them like this is to just make sure that you don't pack everything in too tightly. When you pack things in very tight like this and you cram everything in, that's when your creases will start to deepen and they will be much harder to get out. If you give the clothes some space in your drawers, it's not only better for the fabric, but the creases won't be so deep. The creases will be very light, and those will come out with your body heat when you pop on your t-shirt or your jeans, and you won't see them after a few minutes of wearing your clothes. This is how I get away with not ironing anything, guys, anything. I do not iron. So as you can see, these fit really nicely on my shelf. When buying baskets, don't forget to measure your basket's height, giving yourself a little bit of space in between the shelf above and the basket, because you will need to pull it out. You don't want it to be tight up against, and it's more aesthetically pleasing when it fits just below. Also give it some space to the sides as well, so measure the width for the exact same reasons. You don't want everything to be too tightly packed. So that's the end of my how to fold and store your jeans video. I hope that was helpful, and if there's anything else you want me to show you, then leave a comment below. And also, if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll get back to everyone. Have a great week, everyone. I'll see you next time.